Hey guys, Sableye VGC here, and welcome back to more Players Cup match analyses. This time we're in round 4 versus Manby, and Manby's a good friend of mine. If you guys do not know Manby, they do create content as well. I will leave that description in below, but without further ado, let's get into round 4. So, we're chilling out here in round 4. We just lost our last 2 matches to Choppa and Colin, so if you guys missed out on that, they are all in the, I'll link the match analysis what's it, a playlist, that's the word I'm looking for. I'll link that somewhere on the screen, but go check those out for sure. And there's a Miltank. And, you know, leading up to the week, I saw Manby on Twitter, oh, watch out for Miltank. You know, Miltank's going to take PC4 by storm. And I'm not going to lie, I was terrified. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I was ready to get Miltank. I was fully ready to just end my run to this Miltank. But we're going to try our best, guys. And we'll see what we can do. I also just realized my shirt is green, and I am now see-through. So, besides the point, we're gonna roll with it. Okay. So, I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what I was thinking here. I figured, okay, what I wanted to do is kind of hinder this Miltank, right? So if I went something like Dragapult Urshifu, what it would allow me to do is either go for an Airstream into a close combat, or if I needed to make some sort of pivotal change, I would be able to go. Okay, I did make that switch, but I could Wormwind, you know? I could Wormwind and switch out and take less damage. Open team sheets, good to know that this Miltank does not actually carry Protect, so I can freely attack into it as long as I think I'm going to get the knockout and it's safe. Miltank also outspeeds Urshifu, by the way. Just going to throw that out there. It also gets Sap Sipper, so I'm assuming that's what that Comfy's going for. That's what I was expecting game 1. But Manby making the correct play there, going for Moltres and Comfy. And Moltres' weakness policy right now, guys, open team sheets is wild. And I don't know why I led this into this. So, it's one of those things where it's like, what do I expect Comfy to go for? Right? It's like, I can't really switch. I really can't switch. I mean, okay, so I could Phantom Force, but that doesn't help me if they go for something like an Airstream into Incineroar. Like, Phantom Force I'm not doing damage with. I think I didn't max. Did I max? I think I just maxed anyways. I have no clue what I did. But this is a terrible lead. All I know, this was a terrible lead. Like, I don't even know what the correct play out of this would be. Like, that's what I try to do, right? Like, I try to analyze my play and what the correct or necessarily a better play would have been. But at this point, I don't even know what the correct play is. I guess Airstream makes sense, it's just I just don't see what I'm maxing. But the problem is I have a Mungus and was it Urshifu? Neither of those two Pokemon Dynamax. Right? So I have to max Pult turn 1. And having to max Pult turn 1 in front of what's about to be a +2 Moltres, because I cannot stop the Draining Kiss, is basically terrible. There's nothing else to say other than this is just terrible, and this is just desperation. It's like the game 1 versus Choppa all over again. This was just a terrible lead on my end. I lost this game on turn 0, aka Team Preview, and I'm just gonna desperately fight my way through it. But anyways, Moltres is gonna max here. Like I said, can't stop that Draining Kiss even had I gone for the Fake Out. Comfy's +3 triage boost for the Draining Kiss outspeeds my Incineroar's Fake Out, because Comfy, I'm assuming, is faster than my Incineroar. So, Dragapult gonna go for this max Airstream right now just to get some chip damage off. Nothing crazy, you know, in hindsight, I think the better play is break the Comfy, because the Comfy's just gonna heal up this Moltres. There's really no reason to, right? I might as well hit the Comfy, do some big chip damage onto it, but I like this parting shot. I still think that's, excuse me, a respectable play. At least it keeps me faster and keeps this Moltres at +1 instead of +2. So I think I now bring in a Mungus just in case, because I can't really bring Urshifu straight in yet, because Comfy's getting Draining Kiss plus the Moltres just picks me up. I am expecting an Airstream from this Moltres to go into my Dragapult. But if it does actually go into a Mungus on the Cobra Berry, which it is what it is, not the greatest turn. But I mean, not losing him on turn 1 here, and still having Rage Powder support for the following turn, actually makes this game somewhat doable. Now, this is where I wish I would have Airstreamed the Comfy, looking back at it, because this Comfy now is just clearly going to heal up this Moltres, right? And if I would have hit the Comfy the first time, I wonder if this Phantasm would have knocked it out, and at least given me some sort of momentum moving forward. But now I'm forced to not kill this Comfy. Comfy's going to clearly click Floral Healing. That Moltres is going to eat some of that health, get it all back up. I have to Rage Powder. I literally have to Rage Powder. I mean, I guess I could make the statement that they're probably going to attack Amoonguss anyways and maybe could have protected, but I really don't know. I think that's too much. And yeah, first of all, I really should have Airstreamed. I really needed to Airstream it. If I Airstreamed it at Comfy turn 1, that Comfy's gone. And I don't think I win the game by any means, but I am definitely in, I think, a little bit of a better position. Airstream does go straight into that Amoonguss. I'd imagine with the Airstream there, seeing the Airstream, it means that it was probably just going to be, what am I saying? It means that it was going to be an Airstream anyways into that Amoonguss, so I probably should have protected there, or maybe just kept, I guess protect would have kept me on the field for an extra turn, would have been the right play. A couple misplays already early on, but it's literally just me leading poorly. I would have needed to play miraculously to pull this one back. Not completely out of it yet. This Moltres is only at +1. I'm going to Airstream the Comfy now. Like I said, this does actually end up taking it out, I'm 99% sure. So, actually, you know what? It doesn't because it Draining Kisses. Right, it doesn't because it Draining Kisses. It Draining... No, does it? I feel like it still does. I don't remember. It's actually just going to Floral Healing the Moltres again, which is kind of odd. Definitely did not expect that. They were full health. What are you healing it from? But anyways, Dragapult's going to go for the max Airstream. And Comfy is going to go down. So we take the Comfy down a little bit later than I would have liked because we could have killed it a lot sooner. And, you know, we would have got an extra turn of max out of it, which I think is the big part there, right? If I would have had another turn of max to hit something that was in the back, I may or may not have been able to pull this one back. We're going to see the Moltres. Going to go for that big old max Darkness right here. And that's going to connect. Dragapult, of course, is not living that. That is a +1 Moltres. And, I mean, it's pretty close to picking up this Dragapult when it's a normal Moltres. Like, not at +1. So, I really wasn't expecting to live that. I knew as soon as they went into Dragapult I was dead. But it is what it is. Parting Shot's going to come out. And the thing is now, I got to figure out what I'm doing for Game 2. So, my thought process now is I got to see what they have in the back so I can make a justification of if I'm going to bring Landorus next game or if I need to stick with the Dragapult mode. And I'm going to let you guys know, there's no way I'm sticking with the Dragapult mode. But I need to be able to support my Lando mode in the best case scenario. So we go with this. Well, we're going to go Instant Urshifu right now. See if I can maybe rip through one more and figure out exactly what their last mon was. And Miltank the Kind Heart is coming out. Okay. It's blue. Shiny Miltank is awesome. I love Shiny Miltank. Anyways, besides the point. Intimidate coming out, it does affect Miltank, right? Because it's not the Scrappy variant, right? Yeah. Yet this is the Sap Sipper one, so it's not Scrappy, so it will go down to the Intimidate. Well, attack will go down to Intimidate, but here at this point, Miltank is faster. And I decided to let Moltres attack because there's really not much I can do about that, and I figure I can get the knockout on Miltank. And like I said, my game plan was get to game 2, not try to win this game 1. I was never winning this game 1. So I fake out and I go for that CC, and I think I just decided to kill the Miltank. I'm pretty certain I just did that. So I go into the Miltank here. There's literally, I really don't see the way out of this. I know this Moltres is neutral. Moltres goes Hurricane, does actually connect the 70% accurate Hurricane, which is a little unfortunate. Because I think if he misses, there's legitimately a chance I can win this game. Because I would still have my Sash, Miltank would have been gone. And, I mean, I think if they missed that Hurricane, I legitimately have a chance of winning. I'm surprised they didn't just Fiery Wrath. Although I guess they're not +2, right? So, it does kind of suck that they hit that Hurricane, actually. Now looking back at it. But Urshifu coming in, guys. I mean, if I still had my Sash, I think there may have been a chance, but even then, I don't think so. Because the thing, okay, I have my Sash, right? Let's just say I have my Sash miraculously. Right? Have my Sash. I would go for CC. I would need to lose the Speed Tie. They would have to CC my Instant. They would CC my Instant. I'd lose the Speed Tie. I CC them. They're still Sash. Then I get hit. Yeah, there's just no way. Like, with what I had in the back, it was just not happening. So, like I said, we readapt now and just not lose to Moltres game 2. I'm going to Flail Blitz because there's really no point. And I think I hit the Moltres. That's actually respectable damage, to be perfectly honest. I do give it the Berserk boost. Not that it matters at all. This Urshifu is going to sweep this game. I should be forfeiting here. This should just be a forfeit. If I'm not clicking forfeit, yeah, okay. I was about to say, if I'm not clicking forfeit, I don't know what I was doing. At this point, I've kind of realized Landorus is the game plan here. As long as I can get in an Airstream, I don't really have to be too concerned about the Urshifu. The Comfy is not too big of a deal either. I mean, yeah, it's a little little annoying to see on the field, but I mean, I think like Lando Amoonguss just puts on so much pressure because they have to be scared of my Amoonguss, right? They literally have to be concerned about Amoonguss. They cannot sit there and let me click Spore. And I think that is the big thing about why this team functions too. Like, Dragapult Amoonguss isn't that threatening of a follow me core. You know, when you have Togekiss, you know, you can redirect the Wormwind safely. When you have Clefairy, you can actually live and not have to redirect. When you have the Indeedee, you can redirect the Ghost move safely. But Amoonguss, I think what makes the Amoonguss Dragapult work is they cannot ignore Amoonguss. You know, you can kind of get away sometimes ignoring the Clefairy, especially the ones that don't have Sting, unlike in the last match, but you can get away sometimes if the Clefairy doesn't have Sting, or if the Togekiss, you know, is just not doing a lot of damage, like if it's just a supportive Togekiss, you know, you can get away kind of avoiding it for a bit. But with Amoonguss, if you start avoiding Amoonguss and the Amoonguss user catches on, they're just going to start clicking Spore and your whole team's going to be asleep before you know. And you can't let that happen against an Amoonguss. It's just, especially when you have things like Moltres, right? And they actually are going to go back to Moltres and Comfy right here. And this is why I figured Lando was a good lead, right? I didn't think Mambi was going to switch it up after the after that dominant game 1. They were basically in control the entire time. I, of course, was not going back to Dragapult here. So Lando coming in, and I actually don't remember what I did. I think, did I just max? I don't even remember. I got a Spore here, yeah, okay. I clicked Spore, that's what I thought. Okay, I clicked Spore and I Swords Dance. Yo, I'm greedy. I am greedy. But, I mean, this once again makes sense to me. They decide to not max their Moltres, which is kind of odd. Like, I respect the play because maybe they're expecting me to go to bed, which is perfectly respectable. And Lando's going to get the big old Swords Dance up here. So, 2 things happened this turn. 1, I got my Swords Dance up, which is huge. And 2, I realized my Landorus is faster. So the moment I start clicking Airstream, this Moltres can't outpace me. However, I have a 63 HP Landorus, and that's not great. However, the Moltres is asleep, and Lando can safely just start attacking into that Comfy and start picking up knockouts. I spored the... No, I did not spore the Moltres slot, right? Okay. I was about to say, I spored the Moltres slot, and I think I doubled the... Why? Why'd I hit them? Oh, I guess the Moltres is the threat. That's fair. I guess the Moltres is the threat. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that play, per se. Like, I just don't see why I don't Airstream the Comfy. Like, Airstream Comfy is gonna pick it up. I'm a +2 Landers. Right? Like, why not +2 Landers my way through the Comfy with an Airstream, and then the next turn, Lando still just kills his Moltres anyways. Like, I don't know why I made the play this way, but it seems kind of odd, but it's fine. Still gonna work out, I think, so. But once again, this is why we're here. We watch things back like this, right? Like, I'm looking at this and going, I misplayed game 1, which I knew already, but like, I realized I misplayed even within game 1. Like, I thought I just lost on team preview, but there were misplays in there as well. But anyways, Moltres, gonna go down to that Airstream. I am now faster. Like, the Airstream is the correct play. I just think the target needed to be Comfy. But I guess it's fine because now the Comfy is going to go to bed. So now we have another Mon that's useless on their side of the field. So maybe I did make the right play. I don't know. This is one of the things where if Moltres comes in, not Moltres, sorry, if Urshifu comes in, I can redirect that. That's not a threat. Do we even see the Miltank? If Miltank comes in, I can kill that. It's not too big of a deal. And it's actually going to be the Urshifu. So this should be a redirection from my Amoonguss here. Should be no doubt in my mind that I'm redirecting here. Yeah. And I should just be Airstreaming into, Airstreaming the Ursh. Yep. Oh, now, you know what? I completely forgot about this game until right now. So we're actually going to see the Dynamax here from Mambi here. And this is an interesting play, right? Like, Urshifu is not one of those Pokemon you Dynamax. You know, it's one of those things... Don't want to say you Dynamax in desperation, but a lot of the times when you're Dynamaxing Urshifu, it's never your first game plan, so I guess desperation is a fair word. But either way, Comfy is going to remain fast asleep. Amoonguss obviously clicks Rage Powder, going to be able to eat this. And they decide to go for Knuckle, actually, which is a really cool play, gives them very much so of a chance. But Airstream coming out first, Airstream going out into the Urshifu at +2, going to bring it down to Sash. So, I have 0 complaints about this. And I mean 0, like, this is solid. I'm still faster than this Urshifu. Amoonguss is still on the field. We're going to see the max Knuckle right now going into this Amoonguss. And how much is this going to do? Take me from 124 to 74, which is about 50, well, exactly 50 points of damage. And I'm assuming something doing 50 points of damage isn't going to kill me at +1, but let me do the math here real quick. I don't think Amoonguss is going down. Either way, I have to make the Rage Pattern. And here's the thing. This isn't an easy turn because I want to make the Rockfall play into Comfy. Like Rockfall to Comfy, let Urch go down to Sash and do big damage to the Comfy. However, I decided to opt against that because the Rockfall may not kill Comfy. And if the Comfy wakes up and clicks Floral Healing into Urshifu, that busts that play. Comfy does wake up, Comfy does click Floral Healing. So, little annoying that I guess I could have just hit Urshifu. Maybe I should have. But I don't know, did I expect a max guard? I don't know what I was going for here. Because I should have just hit the Urshifu. Like, I have no reason not to hit the Urshifu twice. This is a misplay on my end. But anyways, I do hit into the Comfy does go down. I do have a zooming Landorus now. And, well, 50 times the 1.5 would be plus 25, so it would be doing 75 points of damage. I had 74 roughly, give or take. So it would have been very close to a roll. I would say it probably is a roll on this Amoonguss here, because it's a max Knuckle, and Amoonguss is pretty bulky. So Amoonguss is going down. It is what it is. I didn't need Amoonguss anymore at that point. Landorus is faster now than his Urshifu consistently. The only thing I have to be concerned about is an Aqua Jet from their end. I also have Regieleki coming in, and that just puts on so much pressure. And I believe Miltank was Marowak. So Marowak was my opponent's last one. Very good adjustment, realizing I'm going to want to bring a Lecky. And they read that very, very well. And here's the thing where they have to max guard, right? They literally cannot sit here with Urshifu and try to win this game. Electro Web will take out this Ursh. So I think I just Protect and Earthquake I think is 100% the safe play on my end. If I don't make that Protect Earthquake play, I'll be questioning everything I ever knew. That's a bold play, Ryan. What are you doing? Urshifu goes for the max guard here. Marowak actually does detect. I don't know why I made that play at all. This was the biggest risk I think I've ever taken in my life. Because the thing is, I have an Urshifu in the back, right? All I have to do is protect the Lecky and Earthquake. Marowak can't. Marowak would die before it gets an attack off, and so would Urshifu, right? So all I have to do is Earthquake. Even if they kill, even if that doesn't kill, they get the double protect off. The following turn, they Aqua Jet 1. Electro Web would kill the Urshifu, or Earthquake would kill the Urshifu. But chances are they'd be killing the Landorus. So they'd kill the Landorus, let's say. Then I'd bring in Urshifu, but Urshifu would be down, and it would be Urshifu versus Marowak, and I'd still win the game. I made such an unnecessary risk right there, but it paid off, I guess. Although I guess flying, and if they max guard and kill my... Like, if they kill a Lecky and I fly on their max guard, which I did, and Marowak kills a Lecky, Urshifu comes in, fly picked, Marowak still died, yeah, I still win. So, I still win that game, so I guess it really wasn't that unnecessary of a risk. But, like, definitely should not have been going for that. There was a safer play where it didn't involve, you know, either A, missing a fly, like, I don't know, I just like pointing out safer plays when I have them, but the battle's going to be canned here. And at this point, I'm looking at the team sheet saying, okay, what's his answer to Amoonguss Lando? Well, Comfy gets the Draining Kiss or the Giga Drain off into Miltank before Amoonguss would get a Rage Powder off. So, I would imagine it's going to be some sort of Miltank. Miltank has Ice Punch, so Miltank would get back up to +1, back up to neutral, and outpace my Lando and just go, haha, max Hailstorm. So that's kind of the lead I was expecting here with a big Miltank. And I don't remember exactly what I did. Oh, yeah, right. I went all in on that, and I think I went a Lecky Urshifu. Literally just said, bring your Miltank. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. Pretty sure that's what I went with. You know what? I guarantee you that's what I went with. I went a Lecky Urshifu Amoonguss late game Lando. And, I mean, I think at that point it was just game over if I called the Miltank right. Like, if I call the Miltank, there's literally nothing Miltank can do. Not one bit. Yeah, but we're going to go Lecky Urshifu. Like I said, I went all in on the fact that Miltank was coming game 3 here. It was just one of those things where, to me, I assumed, right, well, the Moltres lead worked game 1. I adapted the Moltres lead, got shut down. What did I adapt to the Moltres lead with? Okay, something that loses to Miltank. They're going to bring Miltank. That's just what kind of went through my process there. Obviously, they could have made a really good play and gone back to Moltres. However, if they went back to Moltres, I still had the Lucky on the field, which forced either A Marowak switch in, B like it still kept me in a decent position, right? Like if I got this call wrong, a Lucky Urshifu was not a terrible lead, especially with a Amoonguss in the back. Right? Because if I lead a Lucky, they can't proc their policy and switch in Marowak. It's just non-existent. Doesn't work like that. But here we go, close combat and Electro Web, and I think I made this play a little bit too fast because Mambi actually makes a very nice play here and decides to not Dynamax this Miltank and click Trick Room. So when the Trick Room goes up, that's actually a very smart play. So Reki goes for that Electro Web. You see the Miltank not Dynamaxing here, and I apologize now for having to bully the cow. But I know, I'm sure some of you guys were like, yo, there's a Miltank. I hope Ryan loses. But close combat, unfortunately, gonna take out this Miltank. I'm not getting Miltank today. So, and Comfy actually, like I said before, sets a Trick Room here, and that's a very, very good play. Trick Room goes up, and I believe the Rillaboom comes in. And now it's one of those things where I have to somehow pivot around this. Which is why I brought Amoonguss. I didn't expect Trick Room to go up, but Amoonguss is just too good here not to bring. Like, Amoonguss sits in front of this now. Like, Amoonguss is such a good piece in this game. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I brought it game 1, just not in the right spot. Like, if I would have let it beside Dragapult, I honestly think I could have won game 1. Like, the Dragapult wasn't that bad of a bring, but it wasn't that good of a bring either. But anyways, we're still in a very, very nice spot right here. I think I just protect Lucky and switch out into Amoonguss. And basically what my game plan here is basically whichever way you go for the Grassy Glide or the Fake Out, Amoonguss doesn't really care and Aleki's going to protect. So I'm fine there. And then what I do is I can actually pivot Aleki off the field into Lando to get an Intimidate onto this thing. And at that point that stalls another turn of Trick Room. Then I pivot the Lando back out because I need to preserve the Lando as my max. Or at least until I see what the last one is. Because if it is that Marowak, I can't really be maxing Aleki. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. Excuse me. They actually Dynamax the Rillaboom. You know, I respect the Dynamax Rillaboom a lot here. I just think it's a bit premature. You had no reason to go for it that turn. This was a turn that I'm making a pivot on. Right? Like, I like the concept. I think it's actually a good play right now after you lose Miltank turn 1 and get Trick Room set up. But the thing is, I am making a pivot this turn every time of the week. I'm not staying into attack. You know? I don't attack here. It's just never going to happen. I either double protect and switch into something, right? You get more out of it, right? If you would have just gone for Fake Out, that still did so much. But besides my point, that's kind of still burning a turn of max. You want to take knockouts every time with this Rillaboom. Especially because right now it seems to be your Trick Room sweeper, right? If you go for Fake Out that turn, now you Dynamax, I have no switching. And in fact, I still have no switching, so I'm not going to bother making that play. But I think I also went for Spore. I think I just Volt Switch and Spore into the Comfy and try to take turns that way. Yeah. That made sense to me. Okay, so Comfy's actually going to go for this Giga Drain, and Regieleki with I think all of its 12 HP investment or 4 special defense, I don't even know, I don't have that much. Whatever I have actually hangs on with 4, which is very, very clutch. We're going to get the Spore off, and why that's so huge is the fact that Rillaboom now, I'm assuming they were expecting that to pick up the knockup because of the grassy terrain. So they actually G-Max Jump Cell, and that actually goes straight into the Amoonguss slot. So not only does Amoonguss take that very well, I'm able to get my Volt Switch off with Regieleki, and I believe that effectively seals the game. I can bring Landorus in now and actually just sack Regieleki. It's at 2 HP anyways, it's useless. So I bring Lando and get the Intimidate, bring Aleki back in, sack it, bring Lando back and get another Intimidate, Dynamax, game over. That's the concept of this endgame right now, and I think it's almost a guarantee, barring, you know, critical hits and such. So we're going to stick with that plan here. Lando's going to pivot out, of course, after Amoonguss gets some extra health back into grass. Amoonguss, when they give you Rillaboom and they give you recovery like that, it's actually awesome. But anyways, Regieleki going to get on out. And I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb here into Comfy, get some chip damage off onto it, and probably do a little bit more. And the battle's actually going to be canned right there. So I think Mambi realizing maybe that I was able to just pivot back out, pivot back in my Lando max. I did a very good job there of just stalling out the max. He did max a bit prematurely, like I mentioned, with that Rillaboom. I think had he saved it for 1 extra turn, he probably would have had a lot better. It probably would have been a lot closer of an end game. But with that, we are going to go back to 2-2. So always unfortunate when you got to knock out a friend. always unfortunate. Unfortunately, it happens a lot in this round. But anyways, guys, with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're back to 2-2, and now I just need 5 more in a row. Believe it or not, 5 more. But hey, you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way, or whatever cheesy slogan or cliche, whatever you want to call it, whatever slogan you want to use. Take it one game at a time. I don't know. You can use whatever you want. But we got, long story short, we got to win 5 more straight without losing one. So with that, we're gonna get on out of here, guys. Thank you guys. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna fix the order on this. I keep hating the order on this outro, and I never fix it. If you guys enjoyed this content, please feel free to subscribe. It does help out the channel a lot. Also, feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy, but subscribe so you don't miss out on more. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with round 5.